A complete overview of the French link stitch pattern. Hello, our wonderful viewers. You are with Nathan Matov at the KISA Projects. Today, I am giving you an overview of the French link stitch pattern. This beginner-friendly sewing pattern is used to combine multiple signatures into a text. For instance, in this video, I will be showing you how I combine 12 signatures of 8 sheets each to create a single text of 384 pages. This bookbinding technique falls under the Coptic bookbinding method. It is a basic single-thread, single-loop structure that creates a decorative X pattern on the spine of the text block. The French link stitch sewing pattern appears to have originated in France in the 16th century. It was likely borrowed from embroidery patterns of the time. This method is well known for 3 basic reasons as per my study and research. 1. The stitch creates an X pattern on the exposed spine. 2. It is easy to learn and create, especially if you choose the KISA projects for training. Remember, we are the epitome of knowledge and perfection, and with us, no one can be too young to own a company. Thus, you are indeed lucky to be here. 3. The book will lay flat when opened. Now that you have got some basics, let's jump into the details. I will now pierce the sewing stations. However, before piercing stations, you will want to design a punch template. The template should have an even number of stations and include a kettle stitch at the head and tail, at least 2 sections in the center for the French link stitch pattern. If you notice well, mine has 4 sections in the center. Each section will contain 2 sewing stations each. Ready? I now punch the sewing stations. Line up the template with the inside of each folded signature. Using an awl, pierce through the spine of each signature at the marked location. Use care not to make the hole too big. The needle should be able to pass through with very little drag. Like for me with using end papers, do not punch them. They should be glued to the first and last signatures only. Keep watching this video to watch it all done practically. Note: if you want to start the bookbinding business with the KISA projects, reach out to us through the numbers attached on your screen to book a session with us. We currently charge Ugandan shillings 250,000 for ordinary training and Ugandan shillings 3,850,000 for a basic full business kit that comes with all the necessary tools and devices to start commercially. While I will be covering some steps of book assembly, this is not an in-depth tutorial. This article is intended as an overview of the book's creation under this technique and recommendations for how you can use this method in your art. For serious business, I recommend you to come and engage with us physically for a training session. There are 3 main steps involved in creating a book with this technique. 1 is folding signatures. 2, punching the sewing stations, and 3, sewing the patterns. Start by folding the signatures. When sewing an unsupported French link stitch, it is good to choose a lighter weight paper with fewer sheets per signature. I like to use 384 pages text count paper with 12 or fewer signatures holding 7 to 8 sheets each. Each signature should be assembled and folded using the fold-down method for best results. For the cover, choose a heavier weight board. Double-sided decorative cardstock is a great choice because there are a ton of artistic options and combinations. The cover will need to fit the text block perfectly. Some forehang on the foredge is okay and should be folded as a single sheet. However, if you are more artistic, you can use 2 boards separately and you join them together using a paper, fabric or leather, just like the way I will be doing mine. I prefer to tip on a set of end sheets to protect the first and last signatures. I use a black textured linen paper in a color that complements the outside design. This step isn't required but does make for a lovely book. I have said it before and I will say it again. You don't need formal training to be a bookbinder. All you need is a successful bookbinder who wants to teach you everything they know. That's where KISA Projects comes in. If you want to learn bookbinding, here is how to get started. What is bookbinding in the first place? At its very simplest, bookbinding is a physical assembly of the individual parts of a book into a single volume. Putting a book together needs a few tools, skills and techniques which you can pick up easily over time. Binding a book can be simple or complex. No matter where you start, there is room for everyone. Practicing creative hobbies is a wonderful activity that can help you better cope with daily anxieties and bring a sense of fun and pleasure to your life. Engaging in crafts during leisure time also helps you take a break from screens and distance yourself from the digital environment at least for a moment. This has been found to improve both mental and physical health. If you are contemplating of starting an amusing new hobby that will relieve you of stress and boost your sense of well-being, you should try bookbinding. This ancient craft is not very hard to learn. In fact, with minimum practice, you will be able to accomplish great results in a relatively short time. So, if you are seeking to find more information on how to start bookbinding, or if you are seeking more information on how to start binding books like notebooks, journals, albums, or pamphlets, you have come to the right place. Always choose the KISA Projects.